Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something pretty unique, an AI leadership retreat happening in Finnish Lapland. Sam, when you first heard about this, what was your reaction?
Honestly, my first thought was skeptical. Combining executive development with wilderness retreats sounds like a wellness retreat masquerading as AI training. But then I looked deeper into the science behind it, and there's actually something legitimate happening here. The neuroscience checks out.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So this isn't just executives sitting around a campfire talking about AI transformation?
Not at all. The retreat is built on research from places like the University of Michigan, showing that nature exposure increases directed attention capacity by about 20% and measurably improves working memory. For AI leadership, where you're dealing with complex architecture decisions and prompt engineering, those cognitive improvements actually matter.
That's fascinating. And they chose Lapland specifically, right? What makes that location special beyond just being scenic?
Lapland during the retreat period has the midnight sun, which creates a unique neurological state. You're looking at elevated melatonin regulation, a circadian reset, and heightened pattern recognition, all of which are exactly the cognitive functions you need to master prompt engineering and AI system design. It's not accidental, it's neurologically engineered.
So they're basically hacking the brain with nature and light cycles. I like it. But let's get concrete. What actually happens during these 7 days?
The program is structured around 3 deliverables. First, each participant builds a working AI agent tailored to their organization's biggest pain point. A marketing director might build a content automation engine. A sales exec creates a prospect qualification agent. An operations leader develops a customer support chatbot.
By day 5, these are actually functional systems, not theoretical exercises?
Exactly. By day 5, they're integrated with real API endpoints, trained on actual company data, and ready to deploy immediately. That's the difference between this and a typical conference where you leave with a notebook and good intentions.
That's impressive. What's the second deliverable?
The Golden Prompt Stack, which is EtherLink's proprietary framework for building production-level prompts. It's not tricks or hacks, it's systematic architecture. You learn context layering, instruction hierarchy, output specification, and how to evaluate and debug prompts like code.
So participants are actually learning a methodology they can use long after the retreat ends?
Exactly, and it has immediate value. Understanding how to engineer prompts systematically helps you evaluate vendor chatbots, build internal AI capabilities, and manage AI consultancy projects. It's a skill that transfers across their entire organization.
Okay, and the third deliverable?
A detailed 90-day implementation roadmap. On day 6, each exec works with EtherLink's AI mentors to draft a phased rollout plan with team training requirements, change management milestones, and real success metrics. You're not leaving with vague inspiration. You're leaving with an operational blueprint.
That's smart. Because the gap between learning something and implementing it in your actual business is massive. Sam, there's one thing I want to challenge you on. The program caps at 8 participants. How does that actually change the dynamic?
Good question. Neuroscience research on group learning shows that cohorts smaller than 10 create psychological safety and peer accountability that larger groups can't achieve. With 8 senior leaders from different industries, it becomes a board of advisors rather than a classroom.
So you're not competing against classmates, you're learning from them?
Right. Each person becomes both mentor and mentee. A healthcare exec building an AI scheduling system learns from a retail leader's chatbot implementation and vice versa. That cross-pollination doesn't happen in larger cohorts.
I want to push on something practical here. Who is this for? Because $6,000 per person for a week is a real investment. What kind of executive should actually attend?
It's designed for C-suite leaders and senior managers who have AI in their strategic priorities but lack hands-on experience. If you're a CMO trying to figure out content automation, a COO wrestling with process optimization, or a founder wondering where AI fits in your roadmap, this is targeted at you.
So not for someone brand new to AI concepts?
Not really. You need some baseline understanding of what AI can and can't do. But you don't need to be a technologist. The gap they're closing isn't knowledge. It's the ability to architect and implement AI in your specific organization. That requires decision makers, not engineers.
Fair enough. Let me ask the skeptic's question. What makes this retreat better than a comprehensive online course or a 2-day conference?
Online courses don't force the cognitive reset. You're still in your normal environment, checking email, managing crises. This retreat physically removes you for 7 days, puts you in an environment that neurologically optimizes for pattern recognition and creative problem solving, and gives you peer accountability.
Plus, you're building actual functional systems during the week?
Exactly. By the end, you're not theorizing about AI implementation. You've built it, you've debugged it, you have a mentor-approved roadmap, and you have a peer network of 7 other executives who are on similar transformation journeys.
That network alone probably pays for itself if you're running a business with any scale. Sam, what's the biggest risk someone should consider before committing?
Honestly? Implementation discipline after you leave. You can have the best 90-day roadmap in the world, but if you don't have executive backing to execute it, it becomes a nice binder on a shelf. The retreat teaches you what's possible. You have to own the follow-through.
That's real. So this isn't a magic solution. It's a catalyst that requires your organization to be ready to act?
Right. If your company is actually prioritizing AI transformation, this accelerates and de-risks that journey. If you're sending someone just to check a box, you're wasting the spot.
I appreciate the honesty. Here's my takeaway. This is a serious, research-backed program that combines legitimate neuroscience with hands-on AI development and a support structure that extends beyond the retreat. It's not a vacation disguised as training, and it's not theoretical. You leave with working systems and an implementation plan.
Agreed. The combination of environment, curriculum, small cohort size, and personal mentorship creates conditions for actual transformation. Whether it's worth $6,000 depends on where your organization is in its AI journey, but for executives seriously committed to building AI capabilities, it delivers value that most programs don't.
Perfect. For listeners interested in learning more about the EtherLink AI Leadership Retreat in Lapland, including detailed curriculum, dates, and registration information, head to etherlink.ai. You'll find the full article there with all the specifics. Thanks for diving deep with me, Sam.
Thanks, Alex. Great conversation. If you're running a business and AI transformation is on your radar, this is definitely worth investigating. It's not for everyone, but for the right executive, it could be a real inflection point.
That's it for this episode of EtherLink AI Insights. We'll be back next week with more on AI strategy, implementation, and leadership. Thanks for listening.